Hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins, 3 crazy rescue dogs, a rescue cat, and 4 rescued guinea pigs, who likes to craft in her spare time, has gone back to school to learn ASL, and is trying to train for Ironman. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message. It boosts my serotonin and my self-esteem, and I could use that. And if you're returning, welcome back. You already know the crazy you're in for, so grab a drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. So I am still not quite at 100%, but we are making progress forward, and so I will take that. I have one more class for final. I ended up with, well, if she rounds up like I think she has done in the past, I will end up with an A, with A's in both of those 2 classes. I don't know how this other class is going to shape up. It may be a B+. Honestly, I'm kind of okay with that. Like, it kind of sucks, but it kind of is okay. We then will have a whole week off from classes before we start in for the summer semester. I do need to sit down today and double check that I have all of my observation hours. I know I do, but I just, yeah. We all know how I am. Let's just put it that way. So yeah. Let's see. I looked at a house this morning. It's a little too far south, and it's a little out of where I wanted to be location wise. Otherwise, honestly, I would have pulled the trigger. We would have done it. Just because I want to be settled again. I just want to be yeah. So the search will continue, and that's okay. Let's see. Yeah. It's been kind of low key. I've been working hard both for class and for work. And trying to make sure that everything is where it needs to be. Looks like Bean will also make honor roll this semester. I don't know what I'm going to do with this boy child. So the boy child and I have a deal that if he doesn't pass this semester and get his shit together, that he's got to move out. And I am... Or he's got to get a job and start paying rent. And it's got to be a job that's within walking distance of wherever he lives, because he doesn't drive or have a car, which for him right now leaves him essentially online, or there's a McDonald's and a Culver's and that kind of thing within walking distance of the house. I am really, really praying that the boy child passes this class. It would be really cool if all 3 of us made the dean's list. But I'm not going to hold my breath for that. So, yeah. I have a meeting on Tuesday via phone with my cardiologist to go over some lab work that came back funky. No indication that it's life-threatening. So we shall see. My guess is that means more testing and all of that jazz. So yeah. But, you know, forward step. Does anybody else use Noom? So I signed up, and right now I'm on my 2-week trial, and I started today. Well, really, I started late last night, but the first official day is today. So far I like it, but it's not cheap. Like, I don't know. So, okay. Let's see. We did some cleaning and organizing, not a whole lot, just, and we knew that, like, last week's goals were not high as far as cleaning and organizing. I did sell the washing machine, listed it, sold it. So yay, that's, or not the washing machine, the dryer. So that's out of here. So that was big deal. That was one of the big ones. And then yeah, so we handled a couple other little things around the house. During the week off, my goal is honestly to get some painting done. I was going to do painting yesterday. I was going to try again today. But it's, excuse me, it's raining. It's raining. So, one of the other things that I need to get done during break is to build the little trucks, because Hillbilly Candle Company sent me lots of thread wax. I think I have one for, depending on how many tables there are, I will likely have one for every table at StitchCon Weekend B, so that everybody can try it. And the goal is to build these little paper trucks that I can put my floss drops in. I'm going to design a little badge that says Stitched with a Friend and put that like on a postcard. So those will go in the bed of the truck, and then the little thread wax. I think that'll be really cute if I can get them done. And then if people don't want the little trucks, well, they can, whatever. So that's kind of my plan. Because I don't have enough to do. So yeah. It's water. It's a lot of water. I also wonder if all of the pain meds I've been having to take for my back aren't what's throwing off my enzymes for my kidneys. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to the pharmacist too and ask him for ideas. I don't know. Okay. So, anyways, all is good. Fingers crossed on all the fronts. If y'all could just send the good vibes, please. I would really appreciate it. And y'all are so good about that. And I really do appreciate it. I will say I forgot to draw the winner of the little fob that I was going to make. This is my fob, but it essentially looks similar to this with the I love you on it. So if you're interested in winning one, I will make it. I still am. You have a chance to go back on next week's video or on last week's video and comment. And I will draw that before the next video. And maybe I'll, who knows what else will be there. Okay. We've actually gotten quite a bit of stitching done. Don't ask how. Part of it is because I've been sitting at doctor's appointments still, and things for the kids and whatnot. So that does help. So let's get into it. Let's start off with knitting, because I did something. And I am so proud of myself that I could spit. How's that for saying? I don't know. I just have to weave in my ends and put the little buttons on it, and I'm supposed to block it. Again, I have not figured out how to block it, but one friend is like, don't block it, don't worry about it. But is that now the key? It's got a little old man's, I call it the old man collar. But Bruno's sweater is actually, I just have to FFO it, I guess. Is that not, it's so cute. It's so little. So, that is on my goal this week, is to weave in the ends. And there's little holes when you join the sleeves. There's like this little hole under there that they tell you is there. I've just stitched that shut. And then I can't decide if I want, I got these cute little buttons. I have a set that are bugs, like little cute bugs. B-U-G-S or bugs. Or I have, oh, they're water animals. I'm leaning towards the little beach ones because one, the yarn is called sea glass, and it's this beautiful, you can't even tell like on camera. It is a really pretty, see, it's not perfect, but it's made with love, so that's what matters. It's a really pretty sea green color, and because it's sea glass and it's sea green, I'm thinking that the little sea animals, and they're also, they don't have like the little, like the bug ones have antennas, and those can be, they're a little sharp, not sharp but like on a baby. I don't know. So hopefully next week you will see that completely FFO'd. So okay, so then I also worked on the sing a song sampler because today is Sunday and I got up early this morning in the hopes of getting in my hour. I actually got in a little bit more than an hour on it, and I finished Fa. So I converted my runner to a guy, because this is for my son, and my son has run in the past. He's actually ran a half marathon with me when he was little. He was like 11 or 12, and he ran a half marathon. So I converted him to a boy. I converted the picture. Here, let me show you. Just so you. Okay, so that's what it's supposed to look like. So I changed the hair color, changed the eye color so that they match my son. My son also, his favorite color is like a deep burgundy red. And he usually runs in black shorts. Now he does run in blue shoes. He runs in Hoka's right now, although he used to run in Brooks, and now he's talking about he needs a new pair and he might go back to Brooks. So I changed it to look more like my son. So Fa is done. So we are officially halfway through. And I think I am just gonna do them long ways. So there's that. Okay. Usually when I stitch something, I put it up there so that I know that I have to show you guys. On my kitty string, which is for Jessica's birthday, I love the colors that I'm picking. And honestly, I don't even necessarily worry about the call for anymore. On this one, there's a couple of them that I know, but usually what I do is I look at the picture. This is how bad I am. I look at the picture and I go, it's a pink flower. I got a pink flower. The D and E are supposed to be this grapevine, I think is what it's called. Yeah, grapevine purple. I don't have grapevine purple. I didn't have the DMC color. So I just pulled a purple that I liked. I changed the color of the kitty, so he's a black and gray instead of orange. My bird is still a bluebird. I don't know why that branch is, I guess the branch is there for the bird to fly off of. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just doing my own thing over here. I don't know. And then once I use the color on a string, I just throw it in the bag so that if you can just kind of keep going on it. Okay. So been working on WhipGo. I have to work on this one more day, which will be tonight after I work on my assignment, and that is Jeep Van Gogh. I love Jeep Van Gogh. We have a slight problem with Jeep Van Gogh. And if you follow me on Instagram, you will have already seen what the problem is. This is the bottom of Jeep Van Gogh. So I am going to have to pull out the sewing machine in this next week or so and zigzag it, and then I'm going to sew like a strip of regular fabric to the bottom. Just because the top I don't have to worry about because it's got this nice selvage, but it's not like I could have moved it up anymore on the top. I mean, so like I said, I have one more day to meet April Whipgo, and that'll happen tonight. I've worked a lot in here. How cool is that? But then excuse me, allergies, worked down the side as well, all the way to the bottom. And then I've just been kind of working across. That's not slated for a finish anytime soon. Honestly, it's just not. Okay. I need to pause you for a second, talk amongst yourself, and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. So yeah, so I will put in one more session on that. That will bring that square to an end. So yay me. Yay. Then we're back on track for May, and we'll talk about May in a second. So we've been doing 52 card whip pickup. Last week was to pick up, for me, it was my By the Sea. It's actually By the Seaside by 4 boys and an NL girl. This is a sale from like 2021. I have decided for now that I'm leaving my lobster where he is. Is he in the right spot? No, he's off center. Do I care? Also no. I think it's funny that he is. So I came down here. I went to start on this square, which has some seagulls and flags, but I couldn't find my one color. So then I came down here, and I had worked a little bit the night, like one night previous this last week, but last night I stayed up and I finished this entire block. And I love it. Now, what I may do when all is said and done is I may come in here with a really faint little gray and do a little bit of back stitching so that it doesn't blend so much in, but I'm not totally worried about it. I will say I am really torn about just keeping this one out and making this my Thursday night stitch until it's finished, so that when I do like my Zoom calls, or even so next semester during the summer, Bean has class out at on campus out at Highland Lakes on Wednesday and Thursday evenings. And so I will stay out there because it doesn't make logistical sense if I'm driving to drive all the way back home, because it's like a half hour, 40-minute drive. So it doesn't make sense to drop her off, come all the way back here, and then have to go back, because her class is only like 3 hours long, and that's if they stay the entire time. So that may be my Wednesday, Thursday stitch until it's finished, which would be really cool. The other one that I worked on a little bit, not too much, is Summertime by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I am doing this on a 36 count fabric from Fortnite Fabrics, called Sea Glass. I really do love it. I got in, I know I show this every week. I still don't know how it got ripped, but it is what it is now. So I came up here and I got in the 3 little pinwheels. So what I'm likely to do next is the watermelon and the word sweet. I don't think it's going to be done in time for StitchCon. But you never know. You never know. You never know. Okay, so let's see what else. Okay, so my other focus for Whip Go was Rosie, and Rosie is a focus. Is still going to be a focus even if she's not a Whip Go call, because I'd like to have it done by Christmas to gift. It's one of 2 major pieces I'd like to have done this year. No. So maybe I'll make Rosie my Wednesday and By the Seaside my Thursday until, the ends of time. I have strings everywhere. Does every cross stitcher have this issue? Like, do you all have just like threads and strings everywhere? Because I do. Okay. So here's Rosie. I have been really focusing down in this corner here, as you can tell. I've got this, okay, I've got it almost like almost like filled in, but really from here, like this section, just about from the bottom bump, from that bumper. I'm a little worried that, see now when I look at it on camera, it doesn't look bad. But I'm a little worried that that bumper doesn't pop like it should. Like you can't, like it kind of blends in a little too much with the grass. But I have found that, I don't know if I was drunk stitching, which I haven't been drinking, so it's not like I drink and stitch. I don't know, but holy bejesus is some of my counting off. And where I put, like, I will be honest with you, I'm a little shocked that it actually looks like it's supposed to, given how far off some of my stitches are. So there's that. So my goal is obviously to keep working on Rosie, to finish filling in. So if I could just get her back on track. So my thought is if I can get from here down and from here over all filled in, that then I can restart off. I don't want to say fresh, but not in the midst of what in the hell were you counting from? So we'll just keep plugging away. The other thing that I realized is, holy bejesus, did I, this is a lesson learned, and I have learned it now that I've also put a new full coverage piece up in my Etsy shop, is that if it's got less in a piece this size, if there's less than 20 stitches, the likelihood is if I take those 20 stitches out and change them into a color that's rounded or whatever, it's not going to be missed. And I didn't do that when I designed Rosie. And thankfully, it's just me who's putting up with the torturous hell of it. Because there's a couple colors in there that, like, 3 stitches. Why? Why? Why do I do this to myself? Okay. So this is my Whip Go board. So this will get crossed off tonight. And then for May's numbers were called, and it's 23 and 25. For me, that's the Modern Folk Embroidery Sale, which I'll show you where I'm starting from, and another month of Rosie. Rosie's on here several times because I knew I wanted it as a focus this year. Oh, here's a picture of Rosie. So when Rosie is done, this is what she will look like. So clearly I'm up in here. See, to me, that pops more than what I have. But really, the color, like, my counting is, we're just going to trust the process. So, okay, so this is Modern Folk Embroideries Fruit of Plenty Sal. This is from 2021. And I had started, and I was doing really well. And then I made a mistake, and I got my counting off, and I was like, what am I doing? And so I put it in timeout. And then I did work on it again last year, I think, for WhipGo. I was on my board and I worked on it that month, and I made some significant progress last year because I had only gotten January and part of February done. And now I have February finished, March is finished, and a little bit into April is done. And one second. This is where I'm gonna start from. And it is called for 10 sessions of work. My main colors are 310 and I think 647. It's either 647 or 646. Because initially I was going to do it in 646 and 647, but there's not much difference between there, so there wouldn't have been the contrast, which is why I ended up going with 310. And then I've just been adding in, on occasion, those pops of color, which I will continue to do as they are appropriate. Now, I do not have this in Pattern Keeper. I honestly, I wish I did have it in Pattern Keeper. There's a lot to be said for me with Pattern Keeper. I also have not taken the time ever to decide which center, because if you are familiar with the Fruits of Plenty Sal, that center medallion, Jacob gives you like 17,000 different choices to put in the center one. And I never, yeah, it's from 2021. So I don't know how I'm going to do the date on the bottom because 20 is up on top, so that, and that's not changed clearly. But clearly I didn't finish it in 2021. I'm finishing it in 2022. I don't think I'm going to finish it in 2023. So I don't know which one of the center motifs I'm going to do. There's a, let's see, there's a barn, a windmill, a house, what looks like a Chinese pagoda, a tree with a tree house in it, 2 birds in a bird house, or a big house. Y'all, I swear I'm an intelligent woman, but today, no. Or a tree. Y'all, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. You know, I think I need an assistant who can just organize my entire life. Because clearly I am not capable some days of doing that. I think I'm going to do the big house. I think that makes sense in my world right now. Project solved. Oh, And previous Kelly did number the bottoms of the pages. Sometimes previous Kelly loves present Kelly. And present Kelly will then be grateful to future Kelly. Why am I missing page 7 though? Because it's way up here, which makes no sense. Oh, because I was working down. Now it does. Okay, enough. So it will get, I will tell you in a sec. No. It's a good thing I have a big cone of it. Okay, so this will go into my rotation starting tomorrow. You will see, obviously you'll see Jeep Van Gogh one more time next week because, and then Jeep Van Gogh will go away for a little while. So yeah, let's see. Okay. I do have a little bit of haul, and I did not shop there. Ugh, yuck. I was sent this by somebody who no longer wanted to stitch it, and I was like, I'll put it in my rotation at some point, and I'll stitch it. It's pretty. And it says, put your whole heart and soul into what you love. And I thought that was really pretty. It's on 14 count Aida, and they had started the vase. And it looks like that's it. I'm always curious as to so what's even okay. So we may just do a total restart on this, and the reason I say that is because now that I'm looking at this, not all of her stitches don't all go the same way. And that will bother me. The problem is that the kit comes with the floss, but they're not DMC colors. Like, they don't give you the DMC number. It's dimensions. So I may need to do some digging, because then my guess is I'm going to end up short that brown floss. This may be a giveaway. But present me is not going to worry about it. Future Kelly can worry about it. That can be something future Kelly can deal with. Okay, so there's that one. And then I saw this one. Y'all, it's old. It's from 1983. I would have been like 12 when this came out. But it made me smile. And so I got it. I got it for like $6 off of eBay. These rainbow penguins. My daughter's favorite bird, Arctic bird, is a penguin. And it just made me smile. And yeah. So okay. Which brings us back to 52 card whip pickup. Last week was the Jack of Clubs. This week is the Queen of Clubs. Which for me is son of a witch. The French horn. And hold please. Hold please again. I apologize. Sorry. I just totally freaked out and thought my son maybe had a concert tonight, but maybe he doesn't. So now he's going to double check. Okay. It's the French horn. This is the piece that my son was going to start and finish for himself that he cross-stitched. I think he put in 5 stitches. And he can't find any of the flosses. They're somewhere in his room.
I gave them to you, and then you misplaced it.
So, we shall see. This may be one of those that you know what? I'm going to do that. I don't have it in my brain to deal with this week. I will just, I don't. So, cancel that. We're going to, my game, my rules. We're going to shove it back in here. And we'll do whatever the next week's is. The next card is. Which watch should be something just as equally as irritating to me right now. So this week's card is the 5 of clubs. That's my beach quilt top. So that's a good one. Since I had to pull out the sewing machine anyways to zigzag on Jeep Van Gogh, and that will also give me a chance to fix the holes in a couple pairs of pants, and some other issues. So that'll be a good one. And some of that is hand applique that I need to work on. So that'll be a good one. And I haven't showed you a quilting project in forever. So yay. That'll be even more fun. So yeah. I think that's it. So I'm gonna let you guys go. It's kind of a short one. Hopefully I'll have more great news for you next week, and we'll go from there. And yeah, so have fun. And if there's anything I can do for you, feel free to reach out to me on I am His Princess Kelly on Instagram.